Oh, here's a quick video for my audio geeks. I was asked in another video about my stereo gear and to do more videos on my audio stuff and kind of like what my startup sequence was for this mess, because in my speaker cable video that I did, I fire up all my equipment and someone's like, why does it have to be in that order? Like what's going on there? How much stuff do you got? What's the purpose of 2 surge protectors and now 3 surge protectors? But anyways, quick video. I've got Rhythmic G25 HPs, a pair of them. Those are the SE models, gloss black. These are badass subs. One is more than enough for this room. It's, what are we, 16, 17, 18, 20 by 22 in this room. Just, a little listening room, whatever. One's more than enough, but, why not when you get 2 for the same price? All right, moving on. Magnepan 1.6 is tried and true. I restock these. These things are great speakers. They're probably 20 years old, and I dump every bit of 400, 500, 600 watts RMS into these things with multiple amps. Not only the Mac 452, but a Parasound A21, which didn't do it for me. The Adcom 5802, that did the trick. That really woke these Maggies up. This little neutral with the Macintosh, but that's a whole nother topic, talking about amps and speakers and stuff. I want to get a Bryston. Now I want to try Bryston on Maggie's. It's supposed to be good. But anyways, so you got the Mac. Let's wrap up this video. I'll be pretty quick. Monster Power Conditioner HTPS 7000. It's just a glorified, sorry, I'm grabbing a remote. It's just a glorified surge protector, but it's got switchable outlets and stuff. You can have them come on timed and delay and adjust the delay and all sorts of other stuff. That's what's protecting the Mac right now. It's got good audio filtration. I think it's stage 4 or 3. I don't know, but it's better than nothing, especially power strips that people sell. I mean, that's a whole nother topic, surge protection. Up here is a Furman. This is Elite 15i, and this is nice too. A lot of people think these are overpriced, but compared to some, I think Furman's ahead of Panamax. There's a lot of diehard Panamax fans out there, but the soft start, the zero crossing detector basically, or it uses a pulse circuit, I forget which, or maybe both, because this thing's deep. It goes back like almost 19 inches deep and 19 inches wide, and you can get rack ears and whatnot. This sucker, just the soft start, that's all I use it for. So both Rhythmic subs are on the Furman only. And when I turn this on, you see in that previous video, it just goes flip, boom, and then the power's on and voltage comes up slowly. That's a soft start, because I have problems with these Rhythmics. These Rhythmics, the amps in these are no joke. The toroid in there is no friggin' joke. Sometimes just turning on one, I'll blow a breaker, and that's those darn arc fault breakers, but it's 15 amps, just boom. So sometimes turning on one sub, I can blow a friggin' breaker, and I got to go downstairs in a garage. And then if I turn this one on, boom, that one goes, and that could be 2 trips just to listen to audio. So Furman, soft start, money well spent. Thanks to Craigslist recently, I picked this one up for 150 bucks, and that's worth it. Of course, surge protection, all that stuff. Last but not least, there's a grocery list here or something. Well, probably cat food. Last but not least, the Oppo 205, which is their UHD 4K player, and we all know the 205 from the 203. This has the audiophile circuitry. It's Sabre ESS. Don't quote me on whatever DACs these things are running, but XLR output, and you can do unbalanced as well. But the combination of this Oppo, using it as a preamp, direct out, XLR balanced into my Mac 452, and between the noise floor, the negative, I think this is like 135 or 143, and that's the noise floor, there's nothing. You don't hear a peep out of these speakers. You don't hear nothing. It's dead silent. So when something comes in or comes on, I mean, it's just cool. It sounds really good, but I still want to hear Bryston. And these are just homemade. I threw them together, acoustic stuff. So yeah, when you turn this thing on, I always come over here and I unplug everything as well. I got Cat 6 running into the TV. I got a 77 OLED. Might go a projector in here. I don't know. Paint the wall. I don't want to put a screen up here, honestly. But yeah, turning this stuff on, I always unplug it from the wall. Even when I'm not listening to it, sometimes I'll leave it plugged in, but 90% of the time, I unplug everything from the wall when I'm not listening to it. Surge protector or not. The surge protector is to prevent you from a surge while you're listening to it. Or a brownout. That'll do damage too. But all right, back to the power-up sequence. Plug everything in the back walls, power, and then Cat 6. I'll start this up, and this is programmed so that every 2 seconds it turns on an outlet. So you see the lights light up in the previous video. Click, 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 click. That's energizing different outlets in the back. Not necessary. I'm only using one thing here, and the Mac isn't even on, so it's not like I'm using the relays in these to handle the current for the inrush from the Mac. But so they're just turning on the Mac, turning on the Oppo, turning on the TV, etc. So then, once that's on, now the Oppo will come to life. I'll probably hit the start button or the power button on that, because this has its own timed sequence startup procedure, and the last thing it engages is the audio output relay. So you'll hear like click, 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 and then pow, a major click, then it's ready. I've learned that if you turn your amplifier on before this thing, the Oppo goes through its initial startup, delay sequence startup, sometimes you'll get a nice pop out of your speakers. And some tweeters that could damage, depends, especially if you're hot rodding these Magnepan speakers. Some people will go in there and they'll bypass the fuse, which I don't think is recommended, but you know. Anywho, so once this goes through its phase and the Oppo is now on, I'll come down here and click, click. Because of course you can turn that to remote mode and you can power it up remotely, or you can power it on and you can go over here and you can shut off the lights. And sometimes these lights are cool. They're on 90% of the time. They're all LEDs. They're never going to burn out. But sometimes you're watching a movie, these lights are a little bright. And you can adjust them. You can even adjust the color temp in here. A lot of people don't know that. Compared to the 462, there is adjustments, but I've never messed with this. This thing is factory. It's default. There's no reason if I don't know, another story. Maybe I can fix it, but something like this, you just send the Mac. They go through it, you put your blessing on it, and then you stick that piece of paper away for a rainy day. These things are worth their weight in gold. Anyways, so yeah, back onto the Watts feature, and then you can hit hold and peak and hold. So that's it. And once that's on, I'll come up to the Furman, click, and it'll do that pulse like we talked about earlier, and it'll apply power. So red is in standby right now, and green is go. But that's the sequence in a nutshell. How I power things up, why I power. There's no real rhyme or reason. It's just to help out with the inrush current, and those subs are really power demanding when you first turn them on, and there's a pair of them. So I got a Furman Elite, which has the soft start, and eventually I might sell that monster and get another Furman. We'll see. But anyways, that's it. Hope you guys are well, and look for you on another video. If you got any more questions, drop them in the comments. And this stuff you see here, I mean, it's probably temporary. I go through speakers. I've had probably 100 pair of speakers. Different stuff, different amps, different preamps. Just playing around, just enjoying a hobby. So, all right, guys, take care.